So I just finished season 6 of My Hero Academia. Here are my thoughts. So, in my opinion, for me at least, this had to be the best season. I love the fact that there was just despair after despair that came along with it. There was like a sense of hopelessness at some point as well too. It really built up the suspense and kept you on edge. You know, you couldn't tell that, oh, because best genius appeared, it's going to get better. Oh, because this person appeared, it's going to get better. No, there was a time and a period of it getting better, but then you weren't sure that they were going to win the battle still. You didn't know what was going to happen. I liked the hospital raid arc with Mirko, and she was definitely whooping on the Nomu. She put those paws to the, do rabbits have paws? Whatever they got, she put those to Mirko. I mean, to the, she put those to the Nomu. I appreciated that. That was dope. A dope fight scenes that came along with that. She didn't play. I loved her character. They really put some stank on it with her character. And then when Shigaraki woke up, when he killed that one hero and took his cape and everything, like, I like the fact that they weren't afraid to kill off the heroes. That really, because you know, in anime sometimes that they don't like to kill off the heroes and stuff like that, but they really killed off the heroes. You know, they weren't afraid of that. And of course, if you watch the manga, then you know, but they weren't afraid, and even to injure people and stuff like that. And it wasn't a thing, oh, I'm going to be injured this episode and be healed the next episode. No, some of this stuff is permanent. So I really like that. I like Twice. That brings me to the point of the villain's arc. I wish the villain's arc was longer because I really enjoyed the perspective from the villain side and them showing things from the villain side and the focus on that. They really, I believe, should have made the entire season the villain's arc because it was so good, and I believe, according to the manga, that a lot of people loved the villain's arc. But it gives, you know, a different perspective and helps tie in a lot of things and just see where they're coming from and understand them versus them just being bad because, you know, and just being Shigaraki, you know, or just all for one. So I like that part that they gave from the villain's arc, and I really like Twice. Like, Twice's character is he's awesome. Except for the part where he is a villain, he's awesome outside of that. And I feel like if the right circumstances had presented himself, then he would have been a good guy. He would have been cool. But he went through a lot and it made him a villain. And that part sucks because Hawks had to do what Hawks had to do. But Hawks really like fooled him. But I think Dabi, he knew what was up the whole time. Yeah, Dabi knew what was up the whole time, and then he seen Hawks kill Twice. Spoilers. He seen Hawks kill Twice, and he really, really did him dirty after that. But they came in, the students, like, I like how the students weren't exactly the forefront in the beginning when they, you know, raided the place. But and Cementos he was whooping them. Like, I love his quirk. Cementos's quirk, the things that he could do, it really was beast. And then Gigantomachia, he whooped everybody. When he ran through and did what he did, he really whooped everybody. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him when they threw everything and my question is always, why do the villains always have the coolest powers? Why do villains always have the coolest powers and the strongest powers? The villains always have like the strongest powers. But I guess a factor of that could be because it isn't necessarily that they have the strongest powers, but they are willing to do things that heroes aren't. You know what I mean? They're willing to take it places, and they don't care about collateral damage. They just go all out, versus heroes have to be more refined and precise, and they wouldn't do certain things. So I guess that would answer that question. But all of those heroes couldn't stop Gigantomachia. Now I believe, of course, if All Might was still around, he could stop Gigantomachia, no problem. But the ones that they got left now, and I feel like they put too much on All Might's shoulders. In Hero Society, they depended too much on All Might, and that was a bad idea. But I feel like if he was around, he could have stopped them. But then, of course, some of the strongest ones, like Endeavor, they weren't there at that part to stop Gigantomachia. Now, if they had kept Shigaraki from waking up, they probably wouldn't have had to worry about Gigantomachia. But of course, that didn't work out. That spark of electricity and woke him up, and all heck broke loose. So I really think that they did a good job with this season. The animation, the graphics, and everything, and then just the tone of it was so dark. Speaking one of my friends actually, who watches My Hero, and they were like, they didn't care for it because it just kept getting so dark, and like it didn't seem like they were ever going to win. But I like that though. I like it when you can't predict what's going to happen. Of course, in animes that at the end, majority of the time, that that the good guy's going to win, but you don't know how they're going to get to that point of victory. So I do love that part. I really enjoyed that about this season. I'm actually looking forward to season 7 really bad, because it got crucial. And then the Tartarus part, when they broke into Tartarus, they did them dirty at Tartarus. And then how the people turned on the villains, on the heroes. I hate that because it's like these people are putting their life on the line for you, and you turn on them when they aren't perfect, when things go the other way. You turn on them, but you don't have it in you to defend yourself or to defend others, but you turn on the people who are literally risking their lives. Yes, they may get paid, of course, and they get fame, but they aren't movie stars. Their job is saving people's lives in various capacities, whether it be rescue or whether it be direct combat. Their job is to save people's lives, and they could lose their life, and heroes have lost their life in the line of duty. So people don't care about that. They just want what they want, and then when they don't get it, they have a bad outlook on the heroes, and that sucks because these guys really do some serious work for them, and they just need to get appreciated more than they do. But I really wish they had the support, and then to see the heroes like quit afterwards, especially without the support. Like some of the heroes that just quit because it, of course it's rough. They didn't seem like they could win, but the way that the crowds treated them, even Deku, when he wanted to come back to My Hero to rest, when the students wanted to bring him back to rest, the people there that were using him for shelter, they don't want him to come back. But I'm like, these are the people that are trying to help you. He's the strongest one, and he's trying to do his best. What do you think is going to happen if he gets taken out? And you guys don't even want to support. Like, support goes a long way. I hate when people are like that towards the people that are trying to save them, the people that are putting their life on the line so you can be safe, and you got time to criticize them. And yeah, stuff is not going to be perfect, stuff is not going to always go right, but they're doing their best. They're doing the best that they can do, to get stuff done, to try to save you. They're doing the best that they can, and so give them some slack when things, it sucks when they lose, but give them some slack, man. Give them some support. But I know you're afraid and stuff like that, but geez, come on. Like that really bothered me because I see how hard that the heroes work. But man, and I also wonder, what about the other schools? Like the guy with the wind power, like that's one of my favorite characters, even though he has such a short part. But like, if he was there, there's different things. Like the guy with the quirk, his dad works at Tartarus, his quirk was Meatball. I think he's powerful. He could have helped. Where were they? I wish they could have incorporated them more, but there's only so much you can do in a season. So yeah, these are my thoughts on this season. It was really good. Oh, And at the end, the reveal of Star and Stripe, her intro was sick. Star and Stripe's intro was ridiculous. I I liked it. Kathleen was Kathleen. So I can't wait to see Kathleen on the next season. And yeah, her design was sick, but I want to see that. So yeah, that was my review of this season. Man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So let me know your thoughts on the season, and let me know your thoughts on what you like, didn't like, just your perspective. Let's just talk about it in the comment section. Peace.